There wasn't a single trace of her typical bratty attitude.
I don't like where this is going.
No, God, why? Ah! Not a moment later, she noticed a familiar face among the human stampede passing through the ticket gate. Oh, frick, what? Huh? Oh, frick, okay. So, okay, this is where he was giving us the present, but this time, there's no hand. How's it going, everybody? HoodlaMutt here, back with some more Chaos Head Noah. And, last time, we finished the Crying Sky ending B route. So, that one ended up being a little bit more, kind of, I don't know, it was kind of without, because it was just missing a lot of the oomph from the very first ending. A lot of stuff that was happening was just delusions, like at the end, where everything seemed perfectly fine, and we're dating Demi and all this stuff, and then it turns out to be a delusion, which then Demi breaks us out of, which then we save the world, and, you know, she has to then kill us, and we got to see it from her perspective of having to put Takumi down at the end there. But aside from that, we just saw some kind of different, you know, not routes, different choices that we could have made at different times, but that were needed for that particular route. And so now, the next one on our little guide here to do is apparently the Nanami route. I'm scared now, because all the rest of these are all the girl routes, and I am afraid of how many choices are going to be lewd. I'm not ready. I don't think I'm not ready for that. There's gonna have to be a lot of editing done, methinks. But anyway, so with that, let's just jump into this, shall we? Okay, so it looks like we are just going to have to get to the choice where we have to choose, is there nothing but cola, I guess. There she is. Okay. Is this it? Ah, here it is. Yep, there's nothing but cola in here. Is there nothing but cola in here? Okay. So, that means I have to do the positive delusion. Gosh, this is gonna suck, dude. This is gonna suck so bad. This is gonna suck. This is gonna be so bad. Oh, I don't want to do this. Okay. All right. Just gotta man up. Just gotta man up. Just gotta man up. All right, here we go.
Is there nothing but cola in here? You could have at least gotten some milk tea for me or something.
How should I have known you'd be here?
Well, whatever. Cola it is, I guess.
Surprise, freaking surprise. She went ahead and did as she pleased. There's this thing called permission, you know. She grabbed a bottle of cola from the fridge. One I had already drank from, no less. And after only a second of hesitation, she cracked it open and gulped it down. Okay, here we go. All right, okay. Please, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. Oh, gosh. Her soft throat rose and fell seductively, pumping the soda down with an audible gulp, gulp, gulp. At least use a cup. Had she seriously just drunk straight from the bottle? Even though she was a girl? What a disgrace. This was exactly why 3D sucked. As soon as Nanami finished her drink, She went right back to pouting like before. Though, was it just me? Or did it seem like she was blushing a little?
I could've. But what if I wanted an indirect kiss with you?
No, please, God, please. Please, I'm begging you, please. Uh-huh. And just like that, she'd dropped a bombshell. She still kept her pouty attitude, but now she was looking straight at me. I was paralyzed. My little sister was on the verge of tears, and all I could do was just stand and stare. Had I just tripped a flag? Like some kind of eroge? Was I on the little sister route? Oh, frick me. Oh, gosh. Your fourth wall breaks don't make this better, game. Your fourth wall breaks don't make this better. It doesn't make it funnier. Ugh, okay.
Do you hate me? That'd make me really sad. Just so you know, I wouldn't do this with just anyone.
Dude, what the frick? Nanami's voice gradually lowered.
You big jerk.
Dude, what the frick? Come on. Her voice was a faint murmur as she hung her head in shame. There wasn't a single trace of her typical bratty attitude. No, God, why? Ah! No! What the frick?
Hey, big bro. Indirect wasn't enough.
Dude, what the frick? Oh gosh, dang it, frick! I'm so glad I didn't run into this the first time. Holy frick! I would have probably have jumped straight out my window, dude. Holy frick! Oh, if I didn't know what the reason for all this was. Holy crap. Okay. Hearing that, I tried to gulp, but the saliva got caught in my throat and refused to go down. And with that, I was completely cornered. Though, I still didn't really understand what Nanami meant.
I want to kiss you.
Dude.
I want you.
Dude, what the frick? No! Nanami took a step closer to my petrified body. What should I do? I'd always seen Nanami as this obnoxious little brat, but right now, my heart was pounding out of my chest. Bro, gross, gross!
It's okay, right? I've already waited 16 years for this.
Dude, frick me! Get out of my face! Nanami reached her arms out and wrapped them around my neck.
Will you kiss me?
She was almost begging. Then, she raised her chin ever so slightly. And closed her eyes. And my answer was, I'm into older sisters, not younger ones. I'm gonna have to make choices here. Are you freaking out of your mind? Why? Game, why? Why? I knew when all of them had individual endings, because I looked at the guide. I just looked a little bit ahead. I don't know what they actually entail. I know what routes there are. And there's a route for every girl. I freaking knew this was gonna suck. This was gonna be so bad. And I just, it's not the same until you're there. I hate this. This is so... no. Apparently, we're supposed to choose no. Gosh. Oh, it's so uncomfortable. I like girls with flat chests. This is what the guide said to do. Just full disclosure. There are 3D girls I like besides Nanami. It's supposed to be no. I admit it. Nanami is cute. Apparently, yes. Make it stop. I want to kiss Nanami-tan. No. Gosh, I got a freaking achievement for that. You can see it. What does that say? Brother, you jerk. Oh my gosh. Oh, this better turn differently. This better by the end of this route. This better be different. I'm gonna be so triggered. All right. Since Nanami seemed to, want it so much, I'd kiss her. I mean, I was a man, after all. And while Nanami wasn't that sexy, I wanted to kiss a real girl for once. Dude, this is so... I can't even comment on it. I don't know. I don't know. I just want to get through it. Even if it was my little sister. Oh, thank God. Ah, make it end. Holy yes, that's that's what I'm. That's yeah. Same. Not the same wording, but same gusto, I suppose. Holy crap. Holy crap! I'd zoned out and let my delusions run wild again. I'd never felt so disgusted with myself in my life. Good, I'm glad. Holy frick, I'm so glad. Huh. I'm so glad, because you should. That was screwed. That was screwed, my guy. Oh, gosh. I hated that I had to freaking voice that. That sucked. Like, OMG, barf. Just totally barf. Are you... Are you... You better not... Okay, we're gonna click. And then I started thinking. Maybe if we weren't blood related, and she fell a little more into the cute little sister archetype, I wouldn't be such a virgin loser. Dude, no. No! I knew this is what you were gonna say. I knew as soon as you started going, OMG, barf, that you weren't taking it seriously. Golly, dude. I hate beginning Chaos Head Takumi. He's so, I just can't stand him. I know his purpose. Okay, we played through this. Okay, I'm beating a dead horse. I can't stand it, dude. It hurts something deep within my soul.
Eh? What's wrong?
After finishing her cola, Nanami shot me a confused look. I'd been acting weird because of my delusion just now, and Nanami had noticed. Snap out of it! I took a deep breath and forced the disgusting thoughts out of my mind. Yeah, good. Bible says capture your thoughts, dude. Capture your thoughts, brother. Okay? You have to capture your thoughts and renew your mind, brother. Get your holy Bible. I want to read it right now. The rest of this route is reading the Bible. That's the whole rest of this route. I have dictated it. That is the delusion that I have made reality. Except it's actually reality. I don't know. I'm losing my mind right now, dude. Just go home already. You did your whole survival check thing, and now your job here is done, right? Why do you feel the need to barge in here every time? All right, I think that's it. Is that it? Can we speed past this? Oh, we can. Okay, all right. So apparently from here, we're gonna get times where it pauses, and we will have to do Nanami-related intermissions, I guess. So until we get there, I guess I don't know what to do. I guess we'll just try to make choices we've made in the past, I suppose. Oh, okay, it stopped me. Okay, right after, this is right after, we were escaping from Fess? I picked the neutral option. I felt like I was able to skip that last time, though. So I think this is different. I think this is probably part of the Nanami route. Okay, we'll see. Before I knew it, I was rushing outside. I ran down the stairs outside Gigantus and crouched down on the bottom step. I tried my hardest to catch my breath and calm down, but to little avail. I really shouldn't have gone in there. My heart was pounding. My entire body was drenched in sweat. Hey, what's going on, Taku? Why'd you run off? Miss Mikun had followed me. He sounded upset. Are you leaving already? The real party hasn't even started yet. Well, anyway, what'd you think of Fess? Pretty cute, right? Wait, so I feel like have I not seen this before? No, apparently it won't let me skip it, so I guess this is all part of Nanami's route. Okay. Without looking up at him, I shook my head. Who cared about that? Sure, she was cute, but I wasn't into 3D girls. And more than anything, those lyrics. I hadn't caught everything, but from the little I'd heard, there was no way they hadn't been talking about the new gen cases. Of course, there was no definitive proof. But Fess definitely knew something. I could feel it. I couldn't tell whether or not she worked for the demon girl, though. The girl, now dyed a brilliant red, looks back from beneath a full moon. Oh, okay, I thought I had to run through that in case it was going to skip. So wait. Now dyed a brilliant red, looks back from beneath a brilliant full moon? What does that mean? But I mean, she'd looked straight at me. That hadn't been a delusion. And it wasn't a misunderstanding on my part either. There was no doubt about it. Fess had looked at me. Just what were the emotions swelling in her eyes? What meaning did they hold? Why had her expression looked so painful? I didn't know. Maybe I'd find out if I asked her directly, but that would never happen. I couldn't set foot in that concert venue ever again, let alone speak with Fess. I'm never coming here again. Wiping the sweat off my forehead, I managed to squeeze out those words. I logged straight onto ESO as soon as I got back from the Phantom concert. The potato chips I had with me were already soggy, but I couldn't care less. They were still surprisingly tasty. Rosie about to become Light Yagami for real? I'll take a potato chip and eat it! To me, ESO was my life. It was my happy place. A breath of fresh air that let me forget all about the real world. As long as I could immerse myself in ESO, I could forget about all my troubles. I could stop being me, and instead wander Baselard as Neidhart. But today, for some reason, Neidhart was a little off. Yes, I knew that he relied entirely on my inputs and my decisions, but wait, this has to be skippable, right? Oh, it is. Okay, so apparently that was... Okay. So I have no idea what that was for, but okay, sure. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. So now we're walking back with Nanami after getting that burger with her. Okay. Okay, so this is after we got our phone and we went out and got a burger and she tried to give us a burger and it was weird. So, okay. So now we're here. Got you. Nishijo Nanami had a spring in her step. Fiddling with her cell phone, she hummed to herself as she walked. Having finally managed to drag her shut-in older brother out of the house and into the world, she had taken him to buy a cell phone. Upon selecting one and attaching a ghetto froggy strapped to it, she had completed her mission, and now she was in a very good mood. It's been so long since I went somewhere with my big bro. It felt so refreshing to her. She was not entirely sure how many times they had gone out together in the past, and when she tried to recall, she found her memories far too hazy. As they were siblings, one would think they would spend time together fairly often, but that was not the case for them. Well, nothing wrong with a little date with my brother every now and then, right? It's a good chance to work on that gloomy attitude of his, and hopefully get him to be a bit nicer to us in the process. She continued to sort out her thoughts, and while waiting for the light to change at the scramble crossing, she took the opportunity to type out an email to her brother. Then, the walk signal flickered on, and the swarm of pedestrians began moving once more. Nanami kept her eyes glued to the screen, letting the flow of the crowd carry her along. As one would expect, the flood of people in front of Shibuya Station made writing an email while walking nearly impossible. Distracted, Nanami slammed into the shoulder of a passing middle-aged businessman, nearly knocking him over.
Ah! Sorry about that.
She bowed her head at the man, received a sharp glare in return, then slipped the phone back into her bag. She figured she probably should stop typing for now. She would have plenty of time on the train to do so.
Huh?
Not a moment later, she noticed a familiar face among the human stampede passing through the ticket gate. Oh frick, what? Huh? Wait, she knew her way back here? Oh, she would have known her. Yeah, that's right, because we saw in that flashback, right? We're at the hospital with the real Nishijo with Shogun. So, okay, yeah, interesting.
Hey! Dimi-san! Huh?
Sakihara Dimi was startled to see the girl who had called her name. She averted her eyes, her demeanor nowhere nearly as friendly as Nanami's. Paying no mind to this, Nanami closed the distance between them.
Long time no see, Dimi-san.
Yeah, long time no see. She seemed strangely distant. Trying to figure out why that might be, Nanami guessed that Dimi might have been waiting on a date. She could say for sure that it was not with her brother, though, given how he had left for his home just moments before.
How's my brother been treating you since then?
Given that her brother would rather wallow in his own filth than step out into society, it was easy to imagine he and Dimi did not talk very much. As she thought to herself, Nanami tilted her head. She felt a strange unease regarding the gaps in her memory.
Huh? Wait, what do I mean by since then?
Oh, what? Dude, that's some world line crap going on. What? So, are her delusions from elsewhere, seeping in or something? Like from one of the other routes, or... No, because this seems like this is all one thorough storyline all the way through. Well, not really, because the Crying Sky ending it ended different than the first one, so I don't know. Huh. It's like the delusions, like the world lines from Steins Gate. It's like they're crossing over, giving her deja vu. That's so weird. Dimi didn't say a word. She simply gazed up awkwardly at the Jumbotron displaying Omura Karare's newest music video. Nanami continued to dig through her memory, to find anything on Dimi, to find anything on her brother's relationship with Dimi. She should have known something. It seemed impossible for her not to. And yet, her search returned fruitless. Yeah, so I was gonna say, I'm like, this seemed too early for her to have known, but I mean, technically it's not, because if she knew Takumi back, before Delusion Takumi was born, like, so she knew Shogun, basically, then, I mean, that does make sense why they would have met, so, okay. When she saw Dimi's face, her name came to mind, and she even called it out. However, no matter how hard she tried, she couldn't find a single memory of the girl.
Hey, when did we first meet again? How do I know your name?
Despite her best efforts, it was as if the memory had completely slipped from her grasp. It was not even just on the tip of her tongue. No. Everything was a total blank. Yeah, see, and the fact that Dimi's acting funny. Also, she's in normal clothes, which is interesting. But, the fact that she's acting this way is interesting, I wonder if she's trying to... What if she doesn't know? What if the Dimi that we've been interacting with isn't the real Dimi? It's someone else, but that took her form on or something. That's a wild conspiracy theory, but I'm just saying, it's an idea. No, it seems more likely that she's probably just trying to be like, oh, shoot, she shouldn't see me right now. She's not supposed to know me at this moment, so... or something. She was awash with an awful sensation, and for some reason unfamiliar to her, her chest began to tighten.
Oh wow, Nana-chan. That stings. Did you really go and forget?
As if a switch had been flipped somewhere, the air of apprehensiveness completely vanished as Dimi turned to Nanami, smiling warmly. Huh?
The two of us met through Taku, remember? Come on, we were at school. You saw me with Taku and your jaw dropped, and then you went like, holy crap! He's got a girlfriend! It's the end of the world! Huh? That's pretty funny. Did I really say something like that? Yeah, you totally did. It caught me so off guard that I'll never forget it.
Dude, did she just give her a delusion? She just gave her a delusion so that she would believe it. She created a mutual recognition between them, just like Takumi did with the rubble on on all the girls, remember? Dude, what the frick? Now that she mentions it, Nanami thought, maybe I really did say that. Still, a part of her insisted that it wasn't true. Not entirely convinced, but not really caring too much at the same time, she decided to forget about it for now.
So, have you hung out with him at all lately? I see him around. We are classmates after all. Yeah, but he pretty much never goes to school. He's such a butt. Speaking of, the next time you see him, kick his butt for me, will you? He always holes himself up in his room, and he never listens to a thing I say. Will do. Well, gotta go. My mom'll never stop lecturing me if I get home late. Okay. See you later.
Nanami waved goodbye to Dimi as she made her way toward the station. She still could not pin down a single memory of that girl, and she also found it strange that, despite the time of day, the girl had been wearing something casual instead of her uniform. Even so, there was a much more pressing matter on her mind. See, that's what I said, her clothes were different. That's interesting. Are Dimi and Takumi actually in a relationship? Yeah, no freaking way. Nanami cracked a wry smile at the very idea. Like she once said to herself, that would be the end of the world. That's interesting, though. Okay. Okay, I accidentally picked the wrong option, and so now I did the neutral option for Senna, so I should just read this so that way, we don't miss it, just to see what happens here. I thought I had done it before, but I didn't. I forgot I did positive. So anyway, Girl B looked down at me coldly. This chick wasn't normal. Waving a sword around in the middle of a crowd. Wait, was she in the midst of a hit and run? Was she a spree killer? Or could she be the new gen culprit? Or the demon girl's accomplice? Help! Don't kill me! The next thing I knew, I was trembling. It felt like I was this close to peeing myself out of sheer terror. What don't you understand? I'm only asking if you can see it. What the heck was she talking about? If I said I couldn't see it, would she kill me? How was I supposed to answer if I didn't even know what I was supposed to be seeing? Calm down. I'll ask again. This sword. This D-sword. Can you see it? Huh? D-sword? It was the first time I'd ever heard that word. It had to be referring to the sword she was holding, but I decided to just nod. I mean, I obviously could see it. There'd be something wrong with me if I couldn't. Okay, that has to be it, right? Yep, okay, now we're back to skipping. Okay. So I accidentally picked this option too. This is when he's picking up his phone on the rooftop, and the other option, the positive option, was he heard a tsundere girl asking for him, and then the bad option was like someone's coming to kill him. I think it was Shogun or something. So apparently I never picked the neutral option, and I did this time thinking I had, so we're going to read it so we don't miss it. Okay. Who was it? Maybe it really was the police. It couldn't be Miss Mikun or the demon girl. They'd both been right in front of me when I'd gotten the call. So if it wasn't, then the only other possibility would be Yua? But she shouldn't have known my phone number. And besides, there was nothing else for us to talk about. Time to just get it over with and listen to it. I examined my surroundings, making sure the demon girl wasn't there, then put the phone up to my ear. Welcome to the voicemail service center. You have one new message. Voicemail number 1. Friday, October 17th, 8:28 a.m. Oh, okay, so it is just this. So I'm assuming I can skip this, right? Probably. Let's see. Yep, okay, so it was he just answers it normally. Got you, okay. All right, another one. I forgot that I didn't do a neutral thing here again, so this is when the police are supposed to be chasing him, but it's not the police, it's actually a bunch of people that are for the Committee of 300 or whatever, trying to chase him down, part of knows me or whatever, and he sees it in the homeless man and everything else. So we will read through this since I accidentally clicked the neutral option. You're overthinking it, I thought to myself, but I still tried to follow the police officer's movements closely. But maybe I was a bit too obvious, because the cop looked over once again, and it was clearly directed at me this time. I was the first one to look down. I doubted that I could survive a staring contest against a cop. Had he looked at me for a reason? Or had he just looked at me because I'd looked at him? Which was it? I didn't know. It could have been either one of those reasons. After waiting a few moments, I looked up and glanced at the officer once again. The cop was still looking at me, so I hurriedly turned my head away in a panic. This was bad. I was acting way too suspicious. With you all already hunting me down, I couldn't afford to have the police coming after me too. I had to get out of this somehow. I wiped the cold sweat from my forehead. Still sitting down, I took a textbook out from my bag. I pretended to start reading it. Then I casually looked over to see what the policeman was doing. The police officer brought a black object, likely a police radio, to his mouth. Was he reporting something? But from where I was sitting, the sound of the cars passing by on the street below me was so loud I couldn't hear his voice at all. This couldn't have gone any worse. That was what I felt like. Maybe I should get out of here, I thought to myself, but it was too late for that. If I did anything careless, it would be suicide. If you pretended to read a book, you would have to keep up that pretense for a certain amount of time, or else you'd look suspicious. I had to keep up the act until the cops stopped looking at me. But right as I thought that, I realized that a figure who'd previously looked like they were heading for the park was instead walking straight toward the policeman. Upon looking at them with the corner of my eyes shot open. Yua! She couldn't possibly have come at a worse time. Cold sweat seeped not only from my forehead, but from my entire body. This was bad. This was really, really bad. It didn't look like Yua had noticed me yet, so I prayed that she would just walk away without doing so. But my prayers went unanswered. After all, the policeman's gaze was still trained on me. It was only natural that Yua, who had ran up to the cop and said something to him, would follow his gaze and lock onto me. I clicked my tongue, tucked my textbook back into my bag, then partially got up. I took a position that would allow me to bolt at any time. Yua and the policeman exchanged a few words, and then they both looked at me. Don't look at me! Yua then blatantly pointed at me. She was explaining something to the cop. You freaking witch! You've got to be kidding me! You've got to be freaking kidding me! This felt like it was enough to make even a level-headed person like myself completely snap. Yua was reporting me to the police. And not only that, but she was telling him that nonsensical, delusional bullcrap that she'd pulled out of her freaking rear. The idea that I was the new gen killer. That may be enough to satisfy you, but just put yourself in my shoes. How would you feel if you got falsely accused? My cries obviously had no way of reaching her. The policeman who had listened to Yua's story began to approach me. His shoulders squared. I stood up. Crap! 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 I was trapped. She was gonna ruin my life. What do I do? What should I do? Should I just tell the policeman the truth? That it was all a delusion she came up with? I didn't do anything. I was a model citizen. Yeah, model. There was no way. That would never work. In this day and age, when given the choice between an otaku freak like me and a wholesome high school girl like Yua, it was fairly obvious who the cops were more likely to believe. There was no way they'd ever take anything I had to say seriously. That was why I had to run away right this instant. The second I thought that, I turned on my heel and broke into a sprint. I crossed the overpass leading toward the stairs to Mejidori. When I got there, I looked behind me and saw a policeman sprinting after me. And not only that, but strangely enough, the man sitting on the bench and even one of the homeless people were right behind him. You've gotta be kidding. Had Yua had the police on her side the entire time? Had Miyashita Park been full of undercover detectives the entire time? I had no idea what to do anymore. I had been caught completely off guard. It was so incredibly unreasonable that I felt like I was about to cry. I hadn't done anything. I hadn't done anything at all. The police were being jerked around by her. This was insane. Wiping away my tears, I rushed down the stairs. I ran down Mejidori, heading straight toward the station without looking at anyone or anything. Is that it? Yeah, okay, that's it. Okay. And he runs into fast. Yep, okay. Alright, I accidentally picked the neutral option for this too, and this is right when I believe Shogun says that he has a present for us, so we will see where this goes. So far, every time I'd murmured that, Dimi would show up with perfect timing. And yet, despite that, she wasn't picking up the phone. My gaze wandered around the room, eventually landing on the fake D-sword leaning against the corner. I grabbed it and held it in my hand, clinging to the little hope I had. It was just a toy. Ayase had assured me of that. But I wanted to think that maybe, just maybe, there was still a chance. As long as I had a D-sword, I could be saved. I could even strike back against Shogun's attacks. So please, I beg you. I held up the D-sword and focused on the tip. Please, become real. Please, save me. D-sword, reveal your true form! I closed my eyes tightly and directed all my strength into the hand grasping the hilt. Silence. I slowly opened my eyes. Nothing had changed. It was just a toy. Darn it! Darn it! Darn it! Darn it! You useless piece of crap! I violently threw the toy sword on the floor and began to pace around my room. Biting my nails, I searched through my possible options. But I was so overwhelmed by terror that I couldn't even think straight. I tried to think harder, but my head started hurting again, so there was nothing to do but go back to the computer. Is that it? Yep, that was it. Okay. So that wasn't the present thing. I forgot what he said that he was doing there. He said something, he was talking to him anyway, but whatever. Oh, frick. Okay. So, okay, this is where he was giving us the present, but this time, there's no hand. Interesting. What does that mean, I wonder? Okay. Lying in the foil was a phone identical to mine. A phone with blood splattered all over it. I understood all too clearly what it meant. Oh, frick! Oh! Okay! I heard that this was supposed to branch. Oh, crap, okay! Oh, dang! Okay, I knew this was supposed to branch. It said in the guide that it branches at 6 at chapter 6. So this is all new now. Oh frick. Okay. Here we go.